Hello, so this is Sean from Time and Talk, and I wanted to do an overview of my watch collection. And by that, I've already done the Swatch one, and this is just my normal watches, my normal being non-Swatch watches. I have six. I wouldn't say it was the most interesting collection in the world, and I'm pretty happy with the watches that I've got, to be honest, and I am gonna add maybe a couple, but I don't feel the need for like massive quantities of watches. In terms of the quantity, if you like, the Swatch kind of fulfills that, and I do wear Swatch watches every other day probably. So this is one that I'm wearing at the moment. So these watches, to be honest, I could probably cut this down in half, this collection. But I will talk about what I might add later on in the video. So, in no particular order, Apple Watch SE. I bought this a couple of months ago. I thought I'll get an Apple Watch. I had the money and I bought it at a discount. It was in John Lewis and it was just the current generation SE was just on sale. I don't know why. At first, I had a honeymoon period and I wore it on my right wrist to track my steps and track my sleep and things like that. I'm not wearing it every day anymore. I wear it whenever I do exercise and whenever I feel like tracking my steps and things like that, but I don't wear it every day. For me, the Apple Watch is the only smartwatch. I would really love to try the Apple Watch Ultra. Because it looks great and you can swim with it and stuff like that. The SE is great and it fulfills all of the main things that I would need it for. The battery life is crap. That's all I would say. If you're considering buying an Apple Watch, the SE's battery life is poo. It's garbage. Have to charge it maybe once every couple of days, maybe even more than that. If it goes below 30% battery, it doesn't track your sleep. If that's important to you and your battery is at 27% when you're going to bed, it's not going to work. The battery life is a major disappointment, especially considering that other smartwatches do much better. I mean, Garmin's, for example, they can last for weeks without a charge. I don't know why. I mean, maybe Apple watches drain the battery quicker. I would imagine that they do because the more... They feel like they would. If you see a Garmin and an Apple Watches feel like they would use more energy. But anyway, I like the Apple Watch. I like the way it's designed. I've got just a bog standard one with a bog standard rubber strap, but I do like it. The battery life is garbage though. Two Casios, and they are both very similar. So I've got like an F91W and a G-Shock, both clear. This one, the F91W, is more my natural size for my wrist. I saw this and I thought, it's cool, I'll buy it. And I wanted to watch for the gym and that you could wear and not care about. And this is that. And to be honest, I really like it. It's a bit different to the bog standard G-Shock, but it is a bog standard G-Shock. Some of them are really big monstrosities and I don't like them. This one's cool. I like it. At first, it was a bit like, why is the strap not clear also? But I don't mind that either. I like the kind of black on white dial. This one's cool as well. I like clear watches. And this is about £20. And it's really cool. I really like the design. I prefer Swatch to Casio for the really, really affordable watches because Swatches to me are just more interesting. Casio watches are a little bit more utilitarian. Maybe this one a little bit less so. But you can't really go wrong with these watches at the price point that they are. And they're both really, really good buys. And I really like them. There's no necessity for both of them in my collection, but I like them. Then you have Tissot Automatics 3. This was the watch that actually started my watch collection. I don't wear it very often. But I do love the watch. It's 40 mil or 39. It's a traditional size. It's automatic. It's got an ETA movement in it. It's got the day and date. The lume's rubbish. But you know, if you're gonna buy a watch for lume, you're not gonna buy this. I like the kind of bracelet and the style of it. I always say, or I've said before, that this is the watch that kind of suits me most. It was a watch that I bought before I knew that much about watches, and I think I made a good choice. You got a solid brand with great history, auto movement. It's handsome. I like the way it looks. It's about 400 retail, which is really, really reasonable for what you're getting. You're getting a Swiss-made automatic watch for £400. You know, you can buy a lot of quartz watches for that price and getting nowhere near the quality. Tissot are a great brand, loads of history. See-through case back. Pretty utilitarian movement, but it's nice to have. And it's just an all-round good watch, you know. To make it perfect, it would be good if it had water resistance, so you could wear it in the pool when you're swimming, if you took it on a holiday, for example. But you know, this is not for that purpose, so completely understand why it doesn't have that facility. Then Cartier Tank Must quartz version. I bought this in 2022, I think. The retail price has gone up twice since then, which is good, because I wouldn't be able to afford it. 3,500 for this watch is ridiculous. I mean, it's a quartz watch that's made out of steel. It's not worth the money, but it is Cartier. It's beautiful. It's a classic design. It is the rectangular watch, and I love Cartier, the brand. If I was made of money, I would have a lot more Cartier things, jewelry, watches, but I don't. So I don't. I would love a Louis Cartier at some point in my life, a precious metal, gold Tank Louis manual wind, and who knows, maybe someday. That for me is the perfect dress watch. You cannot get a better dress watch than that. I understand that Patek Philippe is maybe a more a higher brand in terms of the levels and the echelons of watchmaking, but I prefer Cartier. I'm a Francophile. It's like a work of art on your wrist. It's a great size. It's comfortable. It makes me feel stylish when I'm wearing it. It's my second favorite watch, and I don't mind that it's quartz. I mean, at the end of the day, I have limited money. I am not a rich person, and every mechanical watch I buy is a mechanical watch more to have serviced. I expect to pay many hundreds of pounds to have the Explorer serviced. I won't have to do that with this watch, which is great. For the same reason, I wouldn't go for the solar. I don't get it. It's just a quartz. I did understand the hype at first because it's kind of a historical moment for watches, but yeah, I prefer the bog standard quartz. Yeah, Tank Louis I would have if I could afford it. Unfortunately, at this moment in my life, I cannot. Last but not least is Rolex Explorer 114270. It is from the very end of the run of this model because it has engraved Rehort. If you can see that. It's just a great watch. I mean, I had the 39mm Explorer, and when I had it, of course, the 39mm is fine. But the 36mm is, for me, much more fitting. It fits me more. It looks better on my wrist. It looks better in more occasions as well. I mean, I can wear this for a smart occasion, or obviously can wear it with t-shirt and jeans or anything. It's a watch that looks good with a strap. The 39mm didn't. I do not regret trading it for the 39mm. The 39mm is dead to me. No, I'm only kidding. People say the proportions are better. They are, but it's not about the proportions. It's about the way the watch wears on my wrist. I do not like the modern Rolex case design with the kind of more linear kind of form, and it's more blocky. This is more curvaceous and just more subtle. It's a great watch. I love it. So in terms of what I would add, I would love some sort of vintage watch. An original vintage. I've bought vintage watches before, and I've been troubled by the fact that they weren't, they've been repainted or things like that. I understand that in order to get high quality vintage watch, you've got to pay for it, and that's why I didn't at the time. But something like maybe a Longines or an Omega or something along those lines, manual wind or automatic, 34mm case. I'd love that. I'd also like a Seiko diver and a relatively modestly sized Seiko diver, or at least a Seiko with water resistance. There was the GMT that had been released recently that was great. And that's it really. That's all I can think that I would add. I mean, tell me what you think in terms of what you think I'm missing. I would say out of these 6 watches, I wear the Explorer or the Tank, like the vast majority of times. And I wear the G-Shock occasionally when I'm going to the gym, and I wear the Apple Watch on the other wrist when I'm exercising. And then for the rest of the time I wear swatches. So tell me what you think about the collection. What's your favourite watch? How many is a good... I mean, I've got too many watches. I've got 20 watches, including the swatches, but I do wear them all. And I think once you get past a certain point, there's no point in having them because you don't wear them, and you're wasting... Not wasting money, but your money is all in watches, which I do not have enough of to have that problem. Anyway, thanks very much for watching.